Sound is on. Hello and welcome to the first race of Formula 5000 here at the Classic Motorsport Hub. My name is Pascal Mikula. I'm joined by William Barnes. And quickly before we go, our warm-up's already over. This is the first race of Formula 5000, and we are at Brands Hatch. The race is just about to begin, and with that, I'm giving over the reins to William Barnes. Go get him, Tiger.
Thank you, Pascal. This is my first race for a while. This is my first race, so please bear with me. I might be a little rusty on a few things. So we're going to do our formation lap, and we should be getting started in about 15 seconds.
You can go through the grid on the formation lap as well.
All right. And we have begun our formation lap. And I will take you through.
Okay, restarted. Warm-up is restarted. Restart is warm-up. Wait.
I will take you through our grid today. We have. My
bad. Sorry for the little interruption. Matthew Sibagnoni had a technical issue. He will reconnect in just a minute. Anyway, William, you made some notes before we started the stream, so you can run our viewers through what these cars actually are, because they may look familiar to some, but they seriously don't sound like it, don't they?
Oh, no way at all. These are formula cars, but they have aspirated block V8 engines, which have upwards of 5 liters or 5,000 cc, hence of displacement. They're powered by Rover, Ford, Holden, and Chevrolet, but teams are able to tune them however they please. They can produce upwards of 500 horsepower and are equipped with wide slick tires. So when your tires are cold, they're going to be quite the challenge. But when they warm up, you're going to be on it.
Yes, and someone else just left the game. Yeah, it was German Korolev, and well, it looks like we have to wait again. He says his game has crashed, so
so we'll give him some time, Matthew, to figure it out.
Yes, anyway, as you said, yeah, we got 5-liter naturally aspirated formula cars. Some have Goodyear tires, some have Firestone tires, and it's a 30-lap race, so yes.
And looking at it, when you say they are tricky to drive, for these drivers today, they will be very, very tricky, especially looking at the aids, because the only aids that you're allowed in this race are going to be auto clutch, no traction, no ABS. So you're going to have to really, really put it in it. Really,
all right,
really
we're ready.
All your focus into that car.
We are ready to go. I'm going to run through the grid one more time, and then we start the first race of F5000 Europe. Okay, we are ready to go. I'm going to advance the session now, and then we will go to next. Okay, and on to the race we go.
And welcome back, and we should be ready to get started. It looks like we are ready to get started.
Yes. There are going to be some smoky tire marks at the grid, but hey, that's just going to be for the show. And it looks like Damir Kuratko is not making the start. He seems to be AFK, but at this point we can't respect that. At this point we can't. At this point we have to go. So unfortunately, and as cruel as it sounds, Damir Kuratko, that's his own fault. Anyway, run through the grid now if you wish.
To the grid. So on pole position today is Pascal Mikula in the lowly T192. and Edge's Batars just take the second spot on the front row with Max Stewart Motors. Third place will be Stefano Coletta and Gemco Racing in the McRae GM1. German Karaev GN Beg Engineering will be taking the fourth spot, the outside on the second row. Fifth place, Matthew Sibignani and the Frank Matich Racing Machine will start first place on the third row. Second on the third row will be Marcel Jahoda and the McLaren M18. So Halil Sahin makes up Halil Sahim and Agatino Biovana make up the fourth row, with Halil being in seventh and Agatino being in eighth, with Jack Russell and Brock Racing. And it looks like Damir Kurato will not make the start of the race today.
If he does, he will be several laps down because he will have to start from the pit lane. But as it looks, well, we'll have to deal with some after the race because he will probably find some reason to complain. Because he was on he did do practice. He was very much up to pace, and from his pace, speaking from his pace, he was a contender for the win. And I look forward to seeing him on the grid, but it looks like he just isn't there.
Yeah, you can't kind of just do the pure unfortunates there. We might not know the circumstances yet, but it does kind of suck to see that happen.
Yeah, it might be something happened, and he was forced to withdraw without being able to let us know. In that case, I have to retract any criticism I may give to him.
And as the drivers have rounded out the final corner, we are about ready to go green.
Most of them will start in Oh, no.
And the race is green, and we are racing. Looks like Pascal gets a good start, but Edges is going to take him into the bend and take the lead. Real good start from batters today. Filing in is Pascal in second, and Stefano will take third. And it looks like Matthew Simeoni has accidentally disconnected from the race.
It seems like a connection issue from Matt. He's still online. The thing is, just his game seems to have thought he couldn't disconnect it. So.
Heartbreak at the beginning of the season. But everyone seems to have filed in, and it looks like we're in for the race. Not too many incidents, pretty incident-free start. Except Marcel Jahoda, who has just gone off, and that brings 6th place Halil Sahin into the minute. And he's going to take 5th place from him. They are side by side already. And in the turn, it looks like we're going to have a good race for 5th. Meanwhile, Edges Bartars is going to lead the first lap from Pascal Mikula and Stefano Coletta. German Korean.
It looks like Damir Karatko just left the game, so he must have come to and realized the race was already underway. So Damir Karatko is the first retirement.
Yep. Second place is Stefano Coletta has reeled in Pascal Mikula, and they're about to go at it. Meanwhile, the battle for 6th and 5th has kind of mellowed out as Marcel Jahoda begins to get away. So far, Pascal and that beautiful Collins Hyams Lola T192 doing a great job holding off Stefano Coletta early on in the McRae GM1, but he's going to stay right with him. Meanwhile, at the head of the field, Edges Spotters is going to get a good lead. This is exactly what he wants to see. The two behind him battling it out, giving him time to slip away. And he's going to try to make do with that time. As he has pulled out a 2-second lead going into the third lap. Already that is massive pace. Ooh, and Bivona in the Jock Russell Lotus seems to have lost it. But he's going to collect himself and get back on the track. And he's going to take it straight to pit lane. And as everything mellows out, it almost looks like, Pascal and Stefano are starting to make a run at Edges. They cut down that lead by a half second already. They cut that lead down another 0.2 of a second on that last lap. So soon enough, Edges is going to have to get going here.
Looks like Stefano just went wide a little bit. That shouldn't cost him too much.
That shouldn't cost him too much, but he's going to let Pascal slip away, and allowing that, he's going to pick up pace, and he's going to be able to hunt down Edges. But right now, every little bit of track position is going to matter in order to get to the lead. Meanwhile, the lead pack is taken 15 seconds out of German Korev, running in 4th position, and he is 7 seconds clear of 5th position, Marcel Jahoda, who is also 9 seconds clear of Helgo Sahin, running in 6th position. And Agostino Bivona is still in the pit lane. He's still in the pits. He must have a whole lot of damage from that accident. Oh, but he's just got rolling. He's just got rolling, and he's about to take back to the track.
He will have to have a look, because the lead pack is about to catch up with him. And, well, he will have to have a look in his mirrors, because when the blue flags fly, he has to get out of the way.
That is right, that is right. And it looks like it won't be too long now. As they are in, as Edges has Agostino in his sights. Could this play into the hands of Pascal, or will Bivona quickly move out of the way? As it looks like the top two are beginning to split away from Stefano now. And this could make or break this run as Bivona moves off the track to give them space. Very, very sportsmanlike. And Halil Sahin has retired from this race. From a 6th place run with what looks like engine failure. He has had engine failure and has retired from this race.
Well, the thing with these engines is they don't have a rev limiter, so if anything's gonna limit how high they can rev, it is gonna be either floating valves. Oh god. Oh, sorry. I just lost it there. It's either going to be floating valves or some sort of AFR choking. And it sounds from that Halil Sahin must have just over-revved it and blew the engine. Same goes for Agostino Bivona, because he also just retired.
Yes, he had a suspension failure. It looks like he ran it loose and got caught up into the wall. So That's going to end his day early as well. He was already a lap down, so was already out of contention to win, but that's going to hurt for points. That would have been a real good point stay in 6th position, but heartbreak. What do you do? Looks like he lost it, and you might still walk away with points. But. So that leaves 5 remaining in this race.
Yep, that means Khalil Sahin, even though...
And it looks like there's about to be a battle for second again. As Stefano Coletta clears. Is going to clear him. Ooh, but he got loose. Ooh, they both get loose. They both get real squirrely. And that is exactly what Edge Esparta's needed, because he has already pulled out. Ooh, and he's getting loosened. But it looks like the battle for second is going to be raging on in this race.
Looks like Khalil Sahin, even though he retired, is going to get a point, given the points are being distributed among the top 6. Oh, there goes Coletta. Oy, oy, oy.
Coletta getting into the grass, as that's going to bring Pascal right back into this. These two have been going at it from the race beginning, and they are nose to tail right now.
And Eddie's at the front. He's laughing all the way to the bank because he's getting a 6-second gap by lap 7.
Full straight away at this point. As long as he doesn't mess up, this race should be his. But we still got 25 laps to go. As Pascal looks to the inside, but he's going to make the move. He's going to try and make the move. Nope. Stefano closes the door on him and holds his position. Going in SRTs. They're still battling as they hit the Pilgrim drop. It looks like Pascal is looking. He's going to look, but he's going to have the outside. Going into the bend. Stefano was going to hold it. Coming into Westfield now. Into the Dingle-Dell corner. Pascal is just sizing him up to find out where his weak point is so that he can make that move. But there's still plenty of time. All Pascal can do is stay with Stefano at this point in this race. Going into the hill bend. He's getting a run on him, but he's going to stay. He's going to stay tame this early on. You don't want to make too many harsh moves, especially when you have over 20 laps to go in this race.
There's really only one place where you can really outbrake, and that is Druid's Hill, Druid's Hairpin. And that's even that corner is gonna be a test of how brave you are as a driver.
Meanwhile, at the head of this field, Edges is giving them a beating with a 6-second lead already, and he is growing that lead with every lap. Now, a few facts about the car that Edges is driving. The Elfin MR5, which was produced from 71 to 72. As a matter of fact, this car was driven in the 1973 Australian Drivers' Championship by John McCormick, who won it. It was the first car built by Elfin for the Formula 500 team, for the Formula 500, for the Formula 500 championship. And only 4 were built using the Holden or Ford V8 5-liter engines. Very interesting facts about this race car. As of now, it has pulled a 7-second lead over the field as Stefano and Mikula continue to battle it out. And it looks like they closed in by 0.4 on edges. He might have had a little bit of an off.
Oh, and Stefano goes very wide at the roots. Oh, he's off, but he rejoins.
He's gone off. Stefano's gone off, and that is going to give Pascal. That's going to give Pascal second place and a bit of a gap. So Stefano has work to do if he wants to catch back up. He has to close in about 2 seconds from this point now. That is going to cost him dearly. We told you earlier on, you have to be perfect. You can't be taking risks, and you have to be perfect until the end of the race. Because mistakes, you can't win the race early on, but you can certainly lose it. And Stefano is learning that he has to go back and do all that work again now. As we have 21 laps to go. As it looks like Stefano is going to quickly reel Pascal back in. But he is going to be, this time Pascal is going to be on the defense end. So we'll see, he's been trying to make that move on him for so long. What is he going to have for Stefano now to keep his position? We have to see a whole new form of driving by Pascal and a whole new form of driving by Stefano. So it's going to be interesting to see how they react to this instead. Meanwhile, Edges continues to lead. And there is 4th place, German Korev in the Beg Engineering FM5. He's currently having kind of a quiet day as he kind of gets real loose going into that turn. Running 26 seconds behind the leader and 21 seconds ahead of 5th place, who is also pretty much on an island of his own, Marcel Jahoda in the McLaren M12. Also a quiet day. As long as they can get their cars home, they will be having pretty decent point stays in the standings going into round 2. So the best thing they can do for themselves is to stay out of trouble and get that car home. Run 21 smooth laps and collect good points. Meanwhile, back to 2nd and 3rd place, the battle is heating up again as Stefano has reeled Pascal in.
Stefano also just did the fastest lap of the race with a 1:31.609. So he's angry. He's really pushing.
Angry. He is seeing red. He wants that 2nd position back. He knows he shouldn't have made that mistake, and he's going to do what it takes to get that spot. What matters now is he going to cool down before he catches up to Pascal? Because if he has a hot head, he's going to make some pretty daring moves. And those daring moves could result in either a 2nd place finish or a DNF in the pits. for his day ending a little early. So at this point, I wouldn't make the move. And as
he hit the wall.
He spins and hits the wall. Stefano has hit the wall, and he's going to lose more time. That's
Another
why I just
question
said
is
you can't drive angry. You got to be able to relax and know this racetrack. If you know this racetrack and you know how to drive it, you have to relax, because getting tense and all worked up, you're going to be quick to make mistakes. And we see that with Stefano now. He's got to get his head back on straight, and he's got to drive that race car. He can't think about racing right now. He has to get to the end.
the question is now, did he suffer suspension damage or not? Because if he did, that's gonna be he's gonna have a hard time.
That's a good question.
Because these cars barely drive straight. So when they're in one piece, so if they're damaged, he's gonna have a whole lot of work to do.
And it looks like he's losing pace early on. It looks like he does not have that pace that he had. Maybe his tires are worn. Maybe he has some suspension damage, but he cannot drive like he was driving before, as Pascal has basically run away. That car does not look healthy. I tell you what, it does not look healthy right now. He looks like he's about to struggle with that machine. Hopefully he didn't sustain damage and he's just relaxing a little bit. That thing does not look okay. Yeah, he has suspension damage. Stefano from Gemco Racing in his McRae GM1, that car is absolutely trashed right now.
He's got enough of a gap. He's got enough of a gap to Korolev, so he really just needs to calm down, think about what happens in about 17 laps, and that will be his hopefully a third place finish, and just get it home.
That's all he can do now. He does not have the pace that he had before, so he just needs to get home, stay out of trouble. Hopefully he's calmed down after that, after being on bull pace for so long. But we see the result of hard racing. When you race hard, your driving style changes, the way you approach the corners changes, and we've seen that with Stefano today, and it just didn't quite work out. Hopefully he can now get it home, but it looks like Pascal now has a clean track and no pressure. All he can do is chase down first place, and it looks like going to work, he's already beginning to do that.
Yep, there might still be some excitement on the horizon.
Meanwhile,
if the battle for first place happens.
As both German and Marcel have gone off, they're still in this race. They're running 4th and 5th right now. So the point stay will still be great for both of them. Everybody in this race is currently running out of points. 6th, 7th, 8th have all DNF'd. Halil Sahin DNF'd on lap 3 with engine failure. Agatino Bivana DNF'd on his second lap with suspension failure, and Damir Kuratko never started the race. Neither did Matthew Cipriani, who is unclassified. Unfortunate days for both of them, as Marcel spins it again. He is real loose, and it looks like Stefano Coletta has retired with suspension damage. That is a heartbreak. That car was just completely undrivable, and he's gonna fall down. He's gonna fall down the order, but that puts German in the BEG FM5 on the podium positions right now. So for these two, for German and Marcel, it is currently a matter of surviving. If they can survive the second half of this race, they will be in position. Marcel will be in position to get the podium. Meanwhile, it looks like Edges is controlling his lead now. He's picked up the pace, and it doesn't look like Pascal is gaining too much on him at this point. All you can do at this point is drive and stay out of trouble. We've seen what happens when you get into trouble on this racetrack in these cars. All you can do at this point is stay out of trouble, stay off the wall, and drive your car.
I think Eddie's just went off for a second. The gap just went down from 6 seconds to 4.3, but he's still in front. He's still running. He must have just had a little off.
Good, no damage on his machine. So a little bit off like that is what's going to cost him this race. But he can't be having offs like that because 4 seconds becomes 2 seconds, because 1 second becomes Pascal on his back. So he can't be making mistakes like that.
Can you
I apologize, I'm having a bit of a technical issue.
One thing that needs to be considered at this point of the race is tire wear as well. These tires may be hard, but especially the rear tires, given these cars have a ton of torque. Wheel spin is a definite issue, and tire wear therefore becomes one as well. It's just something that the drivers have to manage at this point of the race, because tire stop at this point with these cars takes a long time. It
Yes,
might not be worth it.
And one of the things we saw with Pascal and Stefano is they were battling, so they were using up their tires in that run. So what tires does Pascal have left to go after edges?
Eddie's Bottas, he definitely doesn't have any issues with the tires at the moment, because he's been leading from lap 1. I have to look after my left rear tire, definitely. Eddie's Bottas just went off. He's still... Oh, no, it looks like he... Did he lose something? I think he did. He lost his nose. He still has all 4 wheels, but it looks like his throttle is stuck. His throttle is stuck, he just hit the wall hard. So that's Eddie's Bottas, most likely out of the race now. On lap 19 out of 30, Eddie's Bottas has stopped his car. Something must have happened. He went off after the long back straight. I'm not sure what happened. I just saw it behind him. So he lost his nose, but then something must have stuck on his throttle because he just went straight on. So major development here at the Brands Hatch race, Formula 5000, the race of champions, as Eddie Bottas is in second place now. Either that or one of his tires went down. I have no idea. Eddie's is now on his way back to the pits. German Kovarev is right behind him, and Eddie's is moving very slowly. He may be on his way back to the pits. He may be able to salvage 4th place, given that Marcel Jehoda is definitely gonna go past him as well. And Eddie Bottas is in the pits. Eddie Bottas is in the pits for repairs.
Eddie got a puncture, he's pitting.
Yeah, Eddie Bottas with a puncture in the pits, also repairing his nose, so he will go a lap down soon because I hate to speak of myself in the third person. I'm going down the front straight now, and Eddie Bottas, after leading 19 laps, is 1 lap down. But if Eddie's continues, he will definitely get 4th place finish, and that will mean 3 points towards the Formula 5000 European Championship. Eddie Bottas has just retired from the race. Very unfortunate, but he has retired. The car must have been damaged beyond repair. So at the moment, it looks like there are only 3 cars out on track. Myself, Pascal Mikola, in front of German Kovarev in second place, and Marcel Jehoda in third place. I don't know where William is, but he said he has some technical issues. So it looks like we will have me commentating a little bit at a time, or just listen to V8 sounds because they sound very, very nice.
I had a bad technical issue. I am so sorry for being gone for so long.
Well, to bring you up to date on things, William, Eddie Bottas had a puncture a few laps ago. He pitted and then retired. So that's a major development in the race. Eddie Bottas retired and classified as 4th place.
So it looks like there are currently 3 cars left in the running. That is German Korhev of FM5, the Marcel Jahada's machine, and Pascal Mikula in the lead. So this is a full podium spot. This is a full podium lap. All these guys have to do now is not wreck, which is easier said than done, as we've seen 4th through 8th position all DNF, 4th through 7th through to incident. So getting to the end of this race is going to be a challenge for these guys.
Especially since tire wear is starting to become an issue. Oh, there was a little smoke from Marcel Jahada's car. But he's still running. He's still running. I think he just locked up his brakes.
He's still running. He's out of a lockup. It seems like he's not completely comfortable with that car. So he's still learning, but he's keeping it out of the wall, and that is what matters, getting points. Because currently, at the end of this race, he will be 3rd in the standings.
And he half spins. Oh, I had to get past quick. So Marcel Jahada is now 1 lap down. He spun out of Druid's Bend, but no damage apparently to his car. What that means for him though is he needs to do 1 less lap than normal since he is 1 lap down. on,
no
let's
little issue.
Marcel's
I
go.
will be here until the end of the race, as it looks like Marcel just got loose right behind Pascal. That was a bit of a, that had to have gotten his heart rate going. Pascal, who's currently, ooh, and that's gonna put Marcel into the wall. That might be his day done. That suspension has to be messed up. No, but he's gonna get it going. No, he's gonna get it going. Marcel is gonna get it going, and he's gonna try to wrap up this race. He's run 25 laps so far. He's gonna try his best to be on track for the final one.
He may need to pit if he has big suspension damage, in which case he just has to bring it home. All he has to do is bring it home. Just he can crawl around the race circuit for all he has to care. All he has to do is bring it home.
All he has to do is bring it home, and he will be in third position no matter what happens.
And Marcel Jahoda is in the pits.
He is in the pits, and it looks like he's going to get a brand new nose, a bit of suspension work, and he's going to be back out on the track for the end of this.
Yeah, and we're in lap 28 now, so there's 3 laps to go. And if Marcel goes down a second lap, which is likely, then he has to do 2 laps less than everybody than the leader, which helps with the strain of helps with the pressure of driving a bent car.
Yep, at the end of the day, all he has to do is just nurse it home. There's nobody in fourth to take it, and he has no chance of catching second at this point, unless German makes a mistake, which we have to look out for.
Marcel is already one lap behind Kovarev, so it's basically a sealed deal by now.
All right, so Pascal will be remaining in the lead from this point. He has 2 laps to go at the end of this one, and all he can do at this point is bite his teeth and hope that car stays with him. Hope he remembers what he's been doing these last 28 laps and do it 2 more times. 2 to go with the line.
Marcel is exiting the pits. He is now 2 laps down, and as I said, all he has to do is bring it home.
All he has to do is make sure he keeps that car out of the wall. He doesn't have to run fast laps. He doesn't have to get brave. Ooh, he's getting a little bit squirrely early on, but a little bit squirrely with that thing. But he has to make sure that he knows his way around this track. He knows his way around this car, and that he can get it across the line. Because getting it across the line will be a victory for anybody. As it looks like Pascal is going to lower the pace a little bit now. There's no need to push hard. There is no need to push hard at this point.
Also, there's the reason for that is something I will call in technical terms a lack of fuel.
That's also a bit of a thing to watch out for in these races. Fuel.
Oh, I know I'm gonna make it. It's just if I push any harder, I may not make it.
That's another thing that we didn't discuss early in the race is fuel burning. So it looks like Pascal is going to take it easy. He has 33 seconds over second place, so he has that luxury. But he has to worry about whether or not Marcel is going to go by him.
It wouldn't be very smart of him to unlap himself, given how damaged his car is. And looking at that, he could probably go faster, but I think he's wise in deciding not to.
As we come to the white flag, starting from the pole position, Pascal fell down the field to third. He had to battle with Stefano all day long until he had that incident, and then he had spent most of the race trying to chase down Edges. Then after Edges had a tire go down, he managed to get to the pit, but he had a failure. A failure outside of the pit lane, and then Pascal completely capitalized on that. He's managed to keep it out of trouble as he has half a lap to go. Looking at the other half of the field, second place, Koreva in that FM5, the second place, he has to be absolutely over the moon with this performance. Starting near the bottom, he's kept that car out of trouble. He's kept it out of the wall. He's done everything he's needed to do, and he's going to get home with a beautiful second-place finish. Meanwhile, third position, Marcel Jahoda, we saw him get real loose at the end of this race, but he waited until the end to have issues when everybody else had an incident. So he is sitting pretty in third position right now.
The news about Stefano Coletta is that his engine had a big moment, so it might not have been suspension damage that got him in the end. It might actually have been his engine just giving up.
That could also be it too.
Anyway, we're getting
suspension and engine failure. Meanwhile, we're coming to the end of this race. Couple corners left to go. All Pascal has to do is navigate this last corner and this last bend here. And here we go. The owner of this league, the owner of this championship, is the owner of this race today. Pascal Mikula will win at Brands Hatch to start the season off in the best possible way. Congratulations.
Thank you. You won't believe what just happened just as I crossed the line, but my engine died. That thing is dry.
There is no better way. There is no better way, no better time. Congratulations, Pascal. So you've managed to get through the fire. How did you do it? How did you keep your cool when others couldn't in this race?
Honestly, it's simple. It's as simple as that. Practice. We had a whole week of practice, and that's just one thing. We had a whole week of practice, and I know these cars kind of well because the first time I ever did like any serious sim racing was with the Formula 5000s in the SCC. Oh, sorry, I'm having a little bit of a hiccup. With the SCCA Formula 5000 Championship at the Historic Sim Racing Organization, I did drive the backmarker Crossley, but in the end, I still got to know the cars, and that's how I managed to do it. It's just a matter of we told the drivers that they are tricky to drive in a way that when they have cold tires, they're gonna be very tricky to drive. It's just that sometimes it's just people don't listen. But in the end, I did it by going low on fuel, as Marcel is still going. Marcel was still going at full speed. I don't know why.
Well, it looks like he wanted to get that like that, and it looks like he will do that.
He was already 2 laps down. He already had a finish. Oh, whatever. He has already scored his finish. He was already scored as finished, but you know, as you said, third is third, so he did well. No, but generally, it's just that I like these cars, and I'm willing to put a lot of effort into making them work. So that's how that went. It's a shame for Eddie's and Stefano because they had the pace. Stefano came here at the 11th hour and just got up to speed. So I must say I'm very impressed with him, and I'm looking forward. I'm hoping to see him in Formula 5000 in the future. Eddie's very fast and just had an accident. I don't know what happened exactly, but yeah. And
well, ladies and gentlemen,
I'm also very sad for Damir because he was also up to speed. And for some reason he didn't make the start. But yeah.
That is heartbreak for him, isn't it not? So, ladies and gentlemen, that is your winner. That is your winner, Pascal. Congratulations to him. And second place, German Korev. Third place, Marcel Jahoda. Fourth place, Edgis Bartars with a failure. And fifth place, Stefano. Sixth place, Halil. Seventh place, Agitino. And Demir Karato, even though he did not start, will be classified in 8th position. That is your runners of today. We thank you for watching this race with us today, and we look forward to round 2.
Exactly. And speaking of round 2, coming up on CMH is next Sunday, the second round of Formula 5000 Europe at Mallory Park on the 14th of March. It is. On the 20th of March, we all invite you to watch the RSRA 4 Hours of Le Mans at the Circuit de la Sarthe. This is on the March 20th, which is Saturday. And after that, well, on the 21st, no, not on the 21st actually, but I think on the March 28th is the third round of Formula 5000 Europe at Snetterton.
Yeah, be sure to tune in. Be sure to tune in. Those are going to be great races. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is me. I am William Barnes, joined by Pascal Mikula today, and we thank you for watching today. And good night, everybody.
Good night. We'll see you soon.